This is mxux. This is the road to UBI via blockchain and DeFi. This is 10 easy steps to how we can implement a new program in America. This is mxux. This is the road to UBI via blockchain and DeFi. This is 10 easy steps to how we can implement a new program in America to end poverty and provide everyone with UBI. 10 steps. Let's go. We're going to provide UBI for everyone and end poverty and homelessness. And it's going to be easy. It's not hard to do. This is not a big deal. First of all, we have to claw back the funds from the states granted under end welfare as we know it. This is the Bill Clinton program, which was a total failure, which created all the homeless favelas that we have now surrounding our major cities. These funds were sent to states, and the states were given free rein on how to use the funds best to help their people. Many states totally eliminated any welfare or support programs for the poor. They redirected the funds to foster care programs or adoption programs, or in some cases right to life programs, you name it, anything they felt they could do. As well, many states, some of the Midwestern states and Southern states, again, eliminated any welfare payments at all, and they've caused people to, as I say, shop for survival and move to states like California and cities like Los Angeles, where they can at least get some income from the existing system. So this is what we've got to end. So I believe, and I think Joe Biden can do this with an executive order. If not, he can try to do it and let Congress do it otherwise. But we need to claw back the funds, these block grants that are given to the states without restrictions, put them back into a federal UBI program. Number two, so we're going to fund a graduated UBI program, a federal program with these funds, okay? This program is going to operate like the income tax system we have now, only in reverse. The higher your income, the less UBI you get. The lower your income, the more UBI you get. This could be figured out by statisticians or AI programs, as I'll go through later. But the idea being everyone gets something, and some people get more than others, and some people get less than others, but everybody gets something. And we can use these clawed back funds to make this a federal UBI program under those conditions. And again, I have down here executive order. Let's do an executive order. Let Congress fight it. Or perhaps we can see how the elections come out. I do believe that this is a universal issue, and I think it could be supported by both parties, and as we go further, you'll see why. Okay, I have down here, engage Block to develop an app and web distribution portal. Block, which is Jack Dorsey's company, formerly known as the Cash or Square. I'm sorry, Square. Now it's Block. They already have an online banking system. They have experience in running web portals and apps. And the beauty of this is Jack Dorsey is already a big supporter of both blockchain and UBI. And I do believe it would be no problem at all to get him involved in this program. And, by his success, you can see that, he's the best person to do it. So, easy peasy, nothing wrong. No big deal here. Nothing hard about it. Okay, I have down here, engage PALANTIR to develop AI to run it. Palantir's foundry is made for this. This is big data. They can administrate this through the entire country. They could develop parts of their AI to spot out fraud, to spot spending patterns, to distribute funds equitably. I mean, this is the future now. And if you combine Palantir and Block, this is a beautiful system. I mean, you talk about low administrative costs. This takes the whole process to a new level, and paperless. And, if we had to give recipients cell phones, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. And if we had to give them internet access at certain income levels, that also would not be a bad thing. It would enable job search and a lot of other things. But in any case, I think Palantir and Block were both created to do this project. Okay, now there's a problem with verifying a unique and real person. So we don't want people double dipping, and we want the people that deserve this UBI to get it. And there are systems now that can do this. Now, if we combine biometrics and the social security number of a person, this can identify a unique real person so that this fund goes to the right person and so forth, this funding. WorldCoin is doing this now. Y Combinator, XY Combinator guy, Mark Andreessen guy, is doing this now with a device he developed to print an iris in your pupil. I think we could probably do it with a fingerprint reader on a phone, and you combine this with the Social Security number, and we already have a system in place to verify Social Security numbers. No problem. So we can identify the recipients, we can distribute the funds, and we can manage it via AI. So how are we going to get this in people's hands? We could launch it via existing social service network for the homeless and the poor. And this would be social workers and police departments and outreach workers that are already in place in the country. For others who already have access to the internet and are already web savvy and so forth, we could do this through a web portal or an app. Be very easy. All these systems are in place. This is not hard. It's just a matter of putting these pieces together. Okay, now I have down here now, what's his name that ran for president, who I am a fan of, who touted universal basic income. Now, Yang, now he wanted everyone to get the same amount. I differ on this, and I think that both of the political parties could agree on this, that we could have a graduated system based on IRS income data. Okay? So everybody gets something. The really rich, what do they get a year? I don't know, $10 a month. The really poor, what do they get a year? We could use AI to decide that on their location and where they're living and what the cost of living standards are there. What would the basic income be? $25,000 a year? What would it be above the poverty level? Whatever we decide to do. But I think a graduated system is something that's easier to swallow for everyone. And again, we could, model it on the tax system. So now this is key too. Now we can run everything on the BSV blockchain. I have a previous video where a guy has developed a vaccine verification app that he is running on the BSV blockchain. It is a global app. The BSV blockchain is able to scale to this level, to a global level. All we need to do is scale it to a level that'll work in the United States. And The BSV blockchain can do this. The BSV blockchain is as fast as Visa. I believe it can do 50,000 transactions a second. And the BSV blockchain has the smallest carbon footprint of any blockchain out there. So this is how we get rid of all the financial friction. This and Palantir and Block, the three together, we eliminate the middlemen, we eliminate the administrators, we eliminate the banks, we eliminate the NGOs, we eliminate the nonprofits. All the money goes directly from the fund to the person that needs it. Okay? I think that's key, but I think BSV is another answer to this question. People might want to run it on Ethereum, but you know what? BSV's got it in my book. I don't know a lot about blockchain, but I think BSV is the right vehicle. Okay, again, no financial friction. We've reduced all the financial friction. I have in a previous video that there's a nonprofit organization distributing tents to homeless individuals in San Francisco. By the time that money comes from the government grant, goes through all the different administrations, okay, paying all the administrative costs to distribute that money, goes to the nonprofit, and, you know, of course, they have to pay their people and so forth. In any case, the cost of just getting one tent into the hands of one homeless person in San Francisco is $70,000. Okay? We can eliminate all this financial friction and lower these administrative costs. And forget about giving them a tent. We can give them a UBI that would allow them to either move to a lower cost area, get a hotel room, get a hostel room, get them off the street. This is the beauty of this system. What we can do is claw back these existing funds and use that, apply that money without financial friction and distribute it. It's a beautiful thing. Eliminating financial friction is key to this whole system. And why? We can do it without increasing the funding. Both parties can agree to this. All we got to hammer out is, what's the distribution going to be? And again, we can have AI handle all the details of this. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. We have the technology in place to do this. All we need is the will to do it. So we have UBI for everyone, super efficient, no more poverty. You know, no one's talking. Everybody has defined homelessness as the problem. Homelessness is a result of poverty. These are people that can't afford a place to live. Okay? We can end poverty with a UBI program that gets money into the hands of people that need it without increasing taxes and without increasing the budget that already exists for this program that is producing favelas, which are a favela is the slum that surrounds Rio de Janeiro, where the poor live in Rio de Janeiro. And they're brave people, and I don't want to denigrate them, but this is what the present system is producing. Favelas. Let's try something new and something different. Okay, this is mxux. I hope you liked the presentation. Thanks for watching. I'm going to include a short segment on the end of this on how to contact the White House and tell them we want to claw back end welfare as we know it. We want to claw back the funds, and we want to replace it with a blockchain administrated graduated UBI program for the American public. All right, thanks, guys. Guys, this is the URL for the contact page at the White House. Very easy. wh.gov/.contact. Contact the White House. Send them an email or call them. Tell them what we want to do. We want to start a blockchain-based UBI program for the United States. And we want to claw back the funds that were delegated under end welfare as we know it. So this is the URL. I'm going to go now to the page just to give you a look at it to show you what it looks like. All right, here we are at the White House contact page. And again, this is wh.gov/contact. And this isn't an email. There's a phone number you can call too. I just want to show you what this page looks like. You have to select a couple items here. Select an item, contact the president or contact the vice president. Okay. Prefix, Mr., and put your name and so forth. Now, Google or your browser will fill all this out. Okay. Now, when you get down here, what would you like to say? I have a very simple proposed message here. Mr. Biden, please claw back the end welfare as we know it funds from the states and institute a federal blockchain-based UBI program focused on ending poverty in the USA. Okay? Now, all you got to do is make sure that this little box right here isn't checked so you don't get junk mail from the White House. This is it. This is all you got to do. I got a couple X's on here. That's wrong. We shouldn't have those on there. But anyway, this is a sample message. If we did this, if 1,000 of us did this, it would attract attention. If 10,000 of us did this, I mean, we can move mountains using this. All right, thanks for watching. And hey, let's do this in the new year. This is mxux.